However, this is too good.
Good.
No.
Fuck. Good, he says.
Like this.
I don't like where this is going.
What this is going to do is, have you ever seen one of those things where a guy starts to lose control a little bit? Like if you're driven in the winter, he starts skidding over one way and then he massively overcorrects the other way?
Yes.
Now, have you ever seen one of those where they hit a ditch? Or like any little crack? No, they normally stop, but after doing a couple of rolls, and you guys are going very fast, so cranks it, does some quick on-the-fly calculations with his visor, at which point he realizes, oh wait, the visor doesn't have any information for what to do here. You get an output that roughly reads, crank that shit. You crank it all the way to the other side, hit a small branch, like hit like a little tree root that was going perpendicular across the road there, and now this entire thing starts to roll over itself as you guys now see. You look up, and oh look, there's the ground. You are currently hurtling through the air, doing a barrel roll.
No.
DB, wrong lever.
So you don't land on the roof immediately. You kind of land on the side wheels a little bit, bounce once more, and you're getting flung everywhere. Giron is completely wrapped up in these webs in the back right here, and also Giron, could you roll me an endurance check?
Yeah,
Can you roll
sure.
me a death saving throw? No, that's me later, if you don't help me, John.
Here we go. That's a 19.
19?
That's an 18 on the die, too. Whew.
Fantastic. So, with that, you're going to manage to, assume crash position, put your leathers down, and take that as the hit when you slam into the pavement once and bounce.
Ow!
So you're only going to lose one healing surge.
Alright.
Those
Turn
aren't
that 6 to
important.
a 5. Alright. This day's gone from bad to worse.
So we're rolling this truck now, right? So
Yes.
This thing's ruined now, right?
Yep.
Kind of.
Great.
We did this. We did this for nothing.
No, it's not going to be completely ruined. I mean, things can be reinforced and have roll cages and stuff. This one might.
Don't say that like you already know it doesn't.
So how fucked up are we?
Yeah, what about us?
How fucked up are you guys? Well, this thing is starting to kind of fold in on itself, making a bit more of a tube. Right?
Yeah.
So, from this point on, assume that all edges are now adjacent to other edges on this map, as this is now a
good.
tube.
Wait, so what are we even trying to do? The thing is flipping.
Probably not die.
Probably not die.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
I'm about to do that from fucking spider bites, so...
Okay, so... Actually, since this doesn't make sense anymore, these guys are going to impact on the ground and plant. The spiders.
I mean, they can,
spiders
hang
are
out on the
nowhere to
web
be
still.
found. Yeah, spiders are nowhere to be found still, as this is going to fully transition into, hey guys, try not to die. Lightning round.
So
it's
is he
a
still
skills
poisoned?
challenge?
It's a lightning round skills challenge.
Am I still
Right.
poisoned?
You're each gonna get, no. We can assume that you're not gonna just die straight up from poison.
Okay,
How?
that makes my job easier.
What?
I mean-
Since a new encounter is popping, you basically just get a turn to quickly jump yourself with some anti-venom or with your little armor stuff there and keep yourself up, and also raw adrenaline.
Okay, raw adrenaline I'll buy.
Right?
I'm probably gonna need treatment for some of this afterwards, though.
Yes. So, lightning round. Starting with the next person on the initiative here, John. One turn each. Try and salvage this.
How fucked up is the car we're on? or near or whatever?
It has impacted the ground and is now pretty much fucked.
Okay, so we can't
all
hide
of these have... No.
Okay.
Actually, you might be
That's-
able to.
That's what I wanted to as we were flying through the air if there was time to do that. But
That might be possible.
Well, like get
I was
inside
gonna
the car.
drag Elias and try to throw both of us into the car. Because cars are safe.
And then, kind of get yourself whipped out of the web, maybe?
Well, if
I
he
mean-
if he drags us into the car, I can cut some of the webs around the car, and then we can try and.
Hurtle through the air and try and survive the roll that way.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like being inside the car. I don't know. Is being inside the car better than?
It's 100% better.
Yeah, be in, put on some seatbelts, and not get ejected.
Well, I was gonna wrap my, if possible. Other than that, I was gonna try and take a bunch of spider silk and just wrap myself in it as a sort of
Okay,
makeshift
so-
crash suit.
I grab Elias and try to drag him into the car. Because he's trying to turn himself into like a butterfly or something. And I'm going to use endurance
Okay.
just because I'm holding on as we're flying through the air.
Okay. And you're gonna just rip open the door, shove you guys in there.
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
Okay, I got... glad I have a big bonus in that. I got an 18.
18? That'll be a success.
Whew.
As you guys now both get thrown into this car, which, by the way, is a pretty decent-sized SUV.
All right, so we're inside
Right.
the car now, right?
Yes, you are now inside the car. You can see things a bit more clearly now that you got a solid frame of reference. You are, hurtling through the air. This all took like half a second to just throw you guys in. Because,
Is it my turn yet?
No, actually.
You just
Oh,
fucking
so
cut off
it's
the
my
DM
turn,
to ask
bitch.
if it's your turn.
Yeah, you guys, the car impacts again, rolls once more, and gets a lot of air as you look right down and you see, oh god, more tarmac. Next up is going to be Giron. Man, this sucks.
Yeah, I was having an average day, spiders attacking me. Now it's a pretty bad day. Had a lot of bad days. So I'm gonna catch a glimpse of Elias trying to wrap himself in the web. I'm gonna get my own idea to do that same exact thing. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm gonna try and harden the web around me to make a makeshift armor. Because I'm going to put all the magic I have left into this little shit I'm about to do here. Because if I don't, I'm going to die.
You're going to try and reinforce this stuff around you with just pure magic.
Yep, Jerry is using harden. So let's do it. And that would be our
He
combo.
does that
wouldn't
every
say that.
day.
I wish you wouldn't say that.
I'm like a metapod.
Okay, so that's Arcana?
Yep, that's a 20
Nat or total?
total.
Okay. That's going to be a success, right? So, Giron, you guys are going to see Giron just grab all of the web around him, kind of roll, superheated a bit around him. It all, starts to, melt and congeal around him somehow, and then it just separates and, foo! Giron bounces off of the tarmac and into a lake.
Oh no!
Quick question: does he float?
Yes.
We all float down here.
Shut
up,
up!
Jay.
Shut up!
Topical.
Stop dating the podcast.
No, we could either be in 2017 or whenever the fuck the first film was.
Stop dating the podcast.
The podcast is a classy lady. You gotta wine and dine her first.
So that was good, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As
He's
good as
not
it can
dead.
get.
It was hard to tell from way up here.
No, yeah, you guys see Giron just fly off. Just full on Team Rockets blasting off again.
Now, John hates this, but
So
Tim
long,
really
fuck
likes this skill challenge.
boys.
I think it's probably a bit more like screaming.
Yes, definitely screaming, but that's what I'm thinking.
I assume Zep is in his pocket dimension just going, nah, I'm not dealing with this one.
Just nope, not today.
Or either that or he's got a nice bird's eye view.
Yes. So, next up is going to be Elias. Whoa, hey, you're in a car now.
All right, so I'm running on pure adrenaline. I'm in a car. Is there anything that okay? I'm gonna look at the car real quick, and in the split second that I have, do I notice anything that looks like it could be more secure than it already is?
Spiderwebs.
More secure than it already is. The entire chassis.
Right. So it's
starting to like dent and cave in a little bit.
all right. How much webbing material do I have at my disposal?
Not a ton, because you're in the car.
All right. So what I want to do is I'm gonna use whatever spider web that we have available, like the biggest strands possible. And can I use? I feel like dungeoneering makes sense for this. Like
Maybe
using things
for,
available
like,
in the
roping?
environment, right?
That's probably more nature.
Nature, you
Probably.
think? All right, nature works. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... these are SUV seatbelts, so they're not exactly like... This isn't a fucking roll cage.
No, but you... Specky roll cage.
I don't think Specky is strong enough to make a roll cage here.
Yeah, that's true. But it would be cool.
It would be cool. Little Specky crash helmet.
Make a roll cage out of it. You'll crush his little rock paw. Don't make him into a roll cage.
He's like... He has a million rock paws. They're just
And
rocks.
each one of them is just as precious.
True. Absolutely true. Precious, beautiful cat fungus child. All right,
snap out of it, we're gonna die.
Specky will be fine. Specky will just curl up into a rock ball and roll this one out.
Bounce.
Yeah. Specky's not going to have any difficulties here. We're going to have difficulties because we're made of squishy things.
Well, Specky is too, but Specky is made of one gigantic squishy thing that doesn't really care if it gets compressed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the available webbing to reinforce the seatbelts, but what I really want to do here is I want to put as much web as I can in front of the dash, if I can, to block stray shards of glass.
Oh, you're gonna make a web airbag.
Basically, if the airbags haven't already deployed, which I assume they're just about to, I'm more worried about shards of glass flying into our face. So in the few seconds that we have, I want to grab as much web as possible and just sort of throw it in front of our faces so that shards of glass don't cut our eyes out.
Yeah.
And reinforce the seat belts if I can. So nobody gets flung out of the car.
You're just going to grab a shit ton of web and throw it in front of and onto you and John.
Yeah, on us, trying to make sure that the doors stay closed, glass doesn't fly into our faces, these sort of things. So that's nature, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's 17.
17? Boy, howdy, that'll just be a success.
Whew.
Right,
I do like
so
not dying.
you're going to see the this entire thing as you're starting to roll gets separated from the main big rig itself and flies out. Right, starts to wrap around itself. Your guys' car, of course, gets ejected out as this thing starts to tear itself apart, with each of these 5 cars going in 5 basically different directions. You guys get hurtled into the air and land in a tree somewhere as you fly through the air, crash land into a tree, impact into the airbags, and we'll come back to you. Next up, Patton, you're rolling.
I am tumbling and stumbling and bumbling. All right. Okay. So this thing is just spinning. We're bouncing around in a clockwise motion as we're rolling on the ground. Me and DB in the cab here.
Yes.
What is DB currently doing? Is he perched up in a wall, trying to keep himself steady or something? Okay. All right.
Basically, all of these guys are safe, so you don't have to worry about them dying as a result of one of the things that you did. That's why.
Well, but he doesn't know that we're safe, though.
He just knows that we're no longer on the web.
Well, actually, no, he probably would with his whole heat map thing. Probably just take a quick look and see those guys in tree, that guy in lake.
safe. You know.
All right, so yeah, you can glance back and see that we're out of the webbing behind it.
Yeah, this thing is getting a lot of airtime.
Might
So
I
you can still use
suggest
Arcana.
an idea
You can.
for fixing the spin? I was thinking that Patton would definitely have like Patton builds bombs and stuff, right? Explosive devices.
Yeah, I was thinking of just
Not
having...
according to the NSA.
Right. So what I was thinking was,
It's definitely not on file.
imagine a little device made out of like a mine or a charge with 2 metal plates on it, real thick ass metal plates. Toss it out the window right as it's spinning. Set it off. The one metal plate impacts the road. One metal plate impacts the car. The explosion pushes up against the spin and fixes it. Kind of like one of those bounce things.
Like one of them. Every
We could do
day,
that.
you know how many times that daily where I make like a bouncy pad would have come in hand? Like there's like several times that would have been incredibly useful to have just on hand
Conjure
right now.
bounce.
Like it's
Conjure
unreal.
bounce house.
It's unreal how
That's
many
what I'm
times
saying.
that's worked. That would be a logical solution.
Like set off you could set off an explosion to fix. Like if you want to set off an explosion in the engine to fix the whatever
arcane
vertical tumble,
springboard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The arcade springboard.
but you also
that
need
bullshit.
to fix the horizontal tumble.
It's so dumb.
Because you're doing two kinds of spirals, because it's not going to be just perfectly side to side. So you want to right it on the road, and you want to right it while it's spinning to try and salvage it. That's just what I was thinking.
Okay, so what do you want to go for here, Patton?
Because there's the two options. There's the one that makes the most sense would be something. Hold on, I got to think of the last name here. Give me a second. Because I had the name I had prepared was already used. I didn't have a chance to sit down and think of a new one. So give me a second here. It's gonna be like 10 seconds. So something akin to Dr. Patton's patent-pending magnetic misalignment missile. Similar to what Elias suggested there, kind of the metallic bullshit.
Missile.
Anything could be a missile.
I mean, he is right.
He's right. That's
That
what
is-
makes it so fucked.
That is technically extremely true.
And so what this is going to do, it's going to put out a magnetic force to push against us, and it's either going to push us faster or it's going to push us away. I guess it depends on what I roll here.
Oh god, he's throwing out a fucking super magnet, like
Yeah,
to
to push
incredibly
against.
powerful electromagnet to float the car,
To like flip to make it flip over and right itself
like to
onto
halt
the road.
to halt the motion and then have it flip back over.
Yeah.
Wait, so there's two of them? So like one in front, one off to the side?
Well, I had the single
No,
missile
like
there.
if you think about it, a massive repelling magnet.
Think about like if you
Will
threw
that stop it from rolling?
if you shot a gun. I don't know how bullets work, but I think they're metal. And then there's a really strong magnet that just goes whoop and kind of redirects and
No,
pushes
yeah, like
back
the
to
arc.
slow it.
The arc. It
Yeah.
actually this makes sense. So, all right, give me your roll for this.
I
shit.
swear to
What
God.
is he rolling for that?
Okay,
Arcana.
so
Is there a
is-
hard DC?
If I understand this correctly, you are going to try and push. You're going to try and like down the road in front of you a hyper powerful electromagnetic device that will then generate a repelling electromagnetic field for your car.
Well,
right?
that device, of course, is going to be Lil Bro. I'm just going to reach in,
Right.
pull out a switch,
and is going to.
and he's just going to
So
start...
Lil Bro is going
yeah.
to make a massively powerful repelling force that is going to halt the spin and kind of push it back the other way, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of catch it and then push you.
Yeah,
right?
hopefully. So, I rolled a 9, but I'm going to go ahead and apply Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes. And that was
Wait, like in advance?
Oh, well, I mean, I already rolled it. I mean, I'm rolling for Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I rolled a 9 on that, so that's 19. So I don't know if that's a success or not.
19?
Wait, is he allowed to do
this-
that though?
Yes, he is. It's a new thing. So
It's an
okay.
emergency round. It's not a.
it's an
not a
emergency
skills
round.
challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
The previous skills check is what initiated this challenge.
Okay. So for the people in the peanut gallery,
yes,
playing by the rules.
That is not going to do it. But you could have put on that Memory of a Thousand Lifetimes thing here.
Yep. So let's go ahead and roll that.
Because, this is ridiculously difficult.
I got a 5 on that, so it's 24 in total.
That'll do it.
Whew.
So,
Thank God.
you're going to flip that switch on little bro, and then you're going to look over at the switch, and you're going to be looking through a glass panel into a little observatory, right? As you're going to see a very large vehicle held completely airborne and immobilized with an array of these large drones around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to press another button, and you're going to see it start to compress until it just crushes underneath the pressure. And then you're going to look over to your right, kind of make a motion towards the people sitting and watching the presentation here, and they're going to look with horrified looks on their face. You're just going to crack a nice, yes, you recall cracking a nice smile, and what was that there?
And I was just wondering if these people, if they looked, if their clothing was more militaristic, or if they were more
military.
Okay,
looks military. But if you'll notice, though, right? You know this immediately. It's all a little bit hazy. You can't remember exactly who they are. But this isn't a sales pitch. This is a threat. So what do you say to them there?
Oh, I assumed that they were in like a different room, looking in as I was doing.
No.
All right.
No, not quite. So what do you say to these guys?
This is just a start. It's just the beginning. I know it's a little bit small, but believe me, I could do a lot better. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Jesus.
Right, then, Doctor. We'll give you what you wanted.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad we can see
the
eye
money
to
will
eye.
be transferred to your account.
You're not going to regret it.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry for putting you under so much pressure there.
They're going to tense up a little bit as you see them all stand up, and you notice the colors of their necks seem a little bit larger than normal. As one is going to kind of paw at that a little bit. Is just going to, yes, well, thank you. And is going to walk out. And so you then are looking at this this control panel in your hand here.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you come to, DB is shaking you. And you see you are wheels up on the ground. And you're just kind of staring at this control panel in your hand. The thing that we'll end it on is you're looking back over at your control panel. You look over at little bro. And you think back onto that little showroom that you were in, and it was all exactly the same tech and exactly the same style of room as that facility you guys were in back near New York.
You hear from a nearby tree.
And a lake.
Mine's more like.
So that was episode, 34? Something like that? Episode 34
like that.
of Revival.
Something like that.
A Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Real play, actually. My name's Tad. I play Patton Normstrom. You can find me on Let Me Tell You About, which is the main podcast I do. That's on the same place as Revival, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Let Me Tell You PD, and you can send questions into the show to be answered on Jaron's show once it's reasonable for them to be answered. You can send those to the Twitter or the email at Let Me Tell You About at gmail.com. Let me tell you about with 3 T's, because otherwise it wouldn't fit.
I'm Michael. I play Elias. Sometimes he hits stuff, sometimes he doesn't. He's a cool guy. Look at him go. Look at Specky go. They're great.
Haha.
Me and Dan, the DM, also run a Twitch stream at bro_operatives. It's a fun time.
Play co-op games, and that's basically the outro. You can find both of us on the Let Me Tell You About Discord, or on that Twitch channel, or Michael's on Twitter on some stupid weeb shit.
Yeah.
I'm Matt. I play Jerry, and you can find me on Twitter at LMTYAMatt. I'll hit you up with some hot sports gambling takes, and that's about all you're gonna find there. You can also find me on the Discord and also under a rock.
You can also find me on the internet right now, very relieved that you can actually create destructive, crushing force with electromagnetic fields overlined.
Well, of course. Did you think that I didn't do full research on every single one of my inventions?
You can overlay electromagnetic fields. It would need to be incredibly powerful, but hey, that's the sci-fi aspect of it.
It's great.
I mean, I believe it.
You could say that the disbelief was magnetically suspended.
Fuck! I hate this.